Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to select the most efficient method of finding a solution to a system of linear equations, how to find the slope and y-intercept of a function from an equation, how to graph linear functions using slope and y-intercept, how to graph multiple linear functions on the same plane and find the point of intersection, how to solve systems of equations algebraically using the elimination method, how to solve systems of equations algebraically using the substitution method, how to recognize patterns in the graphs of systems of linear inequalities, how to find the overlap of the shading of a system of linear inequalities, how to graph linear inequalities using slope and y-intercept, how to use the correct line and shading for graphs of linear inequalities, and to graph multiple linear inequalities on the same plane and find their intersection. How are we learning it? Through the Systems of Linear Equations and Inequalities test assignment. When can we use this information? To calculate the amount of money in a savings account, to find economic solutions to financial problems such as income versus expenses and supply versus demand, to determine how to run a successful company by utilizing the principles of supply and demand, to determine the best way to complete a task when there are multiple ways to complete the task, such as putting up a new fence in the backyard, to determine how to run a successful company by utilizing the principles of supply and demand and production costs, to determine which scores you can receive on your final exam that will allow you to pass the course, and to determine how many of each kind of product you might need to sell to reach a goal of profit. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the Systems of Linear Equations and Inequalities test assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over our learning goals and success criteria. While we are doing that, you will submit your Systems of Linear Equations and Inequalities study guide. After that, I'll give you time to complete the Systems of Linear Equations and Inequalities test on Illuminate. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your before you go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the Systems of Linear Equations and Inequalities test assignment. The assignment begins with our learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link that'll take us to the Illuminate page. Go ahead and click on that link, and it should take us to a page that looks like this. Let's talk now about how to log into Illuminate so that we can take our assessments. So when you click on the link to go to your Illuminate, it should take you to a page that looks like this, and it should already have the access code already there. So the only thing you need to enter in is your student login. Now your student login is your full student ID. So we're going to go ahead and enter that in. So we enter in our full student ID and click Next. It's going to pop up to a page that looks like this. It should have your name right here and your student ID here. It should tell you what test you're taking right here. If everything looks right, you're going to go ahead and click Confirm. From there, it should take you to a page that looks like this. You should have the title here. It should have your name up here in the top right corner. It tells you when the test closes and how many questions are on the test. You'll go ahead and click Begin Test. That will allow you to begin your test and complete the questions. Once you're done, make sure you go back to Google Classroom and submit your work.